Well, today is Wednesday. I'm Lashana Guy, and this is Good News Only, where we celebrate the stories that uplift and bring us together every weekday at 10:30 a.m. and then again at 1 p.m. We are celebrating the good news only, the inspiring moments, the feel-good headlines in the community and the local wins that bring a little more light to your day. And I want to hear from you too. So if something good is happening in your world, community success, a personal victory, or just something that made you smile, send me an email at news25@wek.com. And be sure to put Hey Shauna, that's SHAUNA, in the subject line so I know it's for me. I would love to share your good news right here on the show. So we're going to start the day with something good. We have lots and lots and lots of reasons to smile on today's show, but I wanted to start with I didn't realize I hadn't answered a couple of our Get Personal with Shauna questions. So we're going to start with the most recent one. Yesterday, I posted a question and I ask all of you, don't forget to go to 25 News, Good News Only on Facebook and follow the Good News Only page, right? So there is where you can send me direct messages and I will get them fast. And then you can also comment, reply on the videos with the Get Personal with Shauna questions. I post those probably on average once a week, right? So this our recent one, our recent Get Personal with Shauna. Here's some of your responses to that question. That question was, do you struggle with impatience, and do you struggle with impatience and perfectionism? That's what it was. And so Tia McLean, she says, which if you remember Tia McLean, we had her on the show last week. She was our guest for Thyroid Awareness Month, and she talked to us about her and her daughter Taylor's experience with thyroid disease and her campaign in her daughter's honor called Taylor Strong. So Tia McLean says she definitely struggles with patience, having patience. It's my girl. And then Ashley Guy says that she is having to learn and work hard on patience. She says she loses it very quickly. Isn't that the truth? And then Erica Smith says both, and she sent a laughing emoji. Definitely struggle with patience. And so then Wanda Dane says that it's a family trait. Now, Wanda Dane, here's a fun fact. Wanda Dane is family. Ashley Guy is my sister, and Wanda Dane is her mother. And so she says that's a family trait. Wanda would know. She would know because she is in fact family. And so Mathis says, why not? Now, I'm not sure if she's saying that patience or asking why I struggle with patience. Are you asking why I struggle with patience, Carlene? I did ask you that online on Facebook under your post, so be sure to let me know so that I can answer that question for you. And then Bonnie Hardman, says she feels the same way, meaning in the video where I asked you the question, I said I want it, what I want it, when I want it, how I want it immediately. And so Bonnie says she feels the same way. Bonnie, we are definitely friends. And then Samuel Smith says, girl, same. Samuel, you know. So thank you for all of your responses. Now, to Ashley, who says she's working on patience, why? I am not. Life is going to make you work on patience anyway, right? I'm like, it's just going to force you to be in situations where you have to practice, but I'm not working on patience. That is not one of my life goals, to work on patience. Life is going to force that to a degree, anywho, right? But there's no way in this world I would ask, like I told you last week, to work on some patience. Because I feel like then life is going to bring you more situations where you have to practice patience. I'm not trying to practice patience. I want things to get here. I want them the way I want them immediately. So why? I don't want to wait. It's just going to send me more reasons and ways to wait. I'm not trying to do that. I know patience is a virtue, but it's just going to have to be one that I don't have. Okay? And nothing's perfect. Ain't that what they say when you try to have everything perfect? Nothing's perfect. No one's perfect. Well, me neither. I don't want to work on that. I don't want to wait. I want it right now, immediately. So thank you, everybody who asked or who answered the question that I asked. I really appreciate it. It's so fun reading your responses. So after the break, which we should be in right now, we'll come back after break and talk about more local good news. Welcome back. So, listen, we start today with a reminder that sometimes the simplest gestures can mean the most. I want you to remember, because we only have a few more days left, I think, because what's today? Today is the 28th, January 28th. So, I just want to remind you that we are just a few days away from the deadline for you to be able to take part in the 25 News Annual Lifting Spirits Letter Drive. So, you don't want to miss that. The station is collecting cards and letters for people who are living in nursing homes and long-term care facilities across central Illinois. So be sure to join in this event. The goal is simple, and that is to encourage someone and to lift their spirits and bring a smile to their face. That's what Good News Only is all about, bringing smiles to everyone's faces. Last year, the effort delivered letters and cards to more than 70 facilities throughout the region. So we want to keep that going and increase that if we can. So any nursing home or long-term care facility who is interested at this point, I think you can still sign up if you're interested in receiving letters and cards by emailing liftingspirits at week.com. And that is to receive letters. Now, the deadline to drop off cards and letters is January 30th. Today is the 28th. So January 30th, I think that's Friday. Either way, January 30th is the deadline to drop off those letters. So there's still time to make a difference, and I would encourage you to get involved in that. I really think that doing nice things for others really does in turn make the giver, right, make those who are doing the do in terms of giving and giving out goodness makes you feel good. You get something back from that. And I think it normally, for me, whenever I give, I usually get way more than I gave. So be sure to participate in that and just bring a smile to somebody else's face. And so, from heartfelt words on paper, we are now moving to a place, where history and beauty and craftsmanship come together. Look at this. So, isn't that gorgeous? So, one of Peoria's, sorry, it might get noisy. Somebody's about to come this way talking loud. So, one of Peoria's most architecturally significant homes is back in the spotlight, and now it's also on the market. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So gorgeous. I love that exposed brick. Beautiful, beautiful. And so it's on the market now. It's an open house. This open house was held on not yesterday, but day before yesterday, which would have been Monday, to showcase the late 1940s home built by nationally recognized architect Paul Schwarker. Sorry, Schweiker. Sorry, Schweiker. Paul Schweiker. The homes designed by Schweiker have become increasingly rare, making this property especially unique. So, located on High Point Road, the home sits on 3.5 private acres with sweeping views of the Illinois River. It's beautiful. Look at that sun. I love it. I love it. I love those windows. Lots of natural light. So, the nearly 5,000 square foot residence blends wood, brick, and glass in a timeless design. And we will have more on this home when we return from break. That was quick. Be right back. Welcome back. So, just to finish up on the home we were talking about, So just to finish up on that home we were talking about, so historians say the home has been carefully preserved for decades, and the four-bedroom, four-bath property is listed for $975,000 in the Grandview Drive area. This looked like it was in Grandview Drive, so I'm glad that that was confirmed. That is gorgeous. I love it. So if you're in the market for a historic home, there you go. And so, from preserving the past to creating joy right now, one snowy surprise at a time. This is a sweet little story that I hope you will enjoy. What started as a winter storm watch turned into an unforgettable snow day for one family and their entire neighborhood. The family decided to buy a snowmaking machine instead of a generator, choosing fun over function. And I love this. In the story, the parents are talking, or the dad is talking, and he's saying, well, we were trying to decide if we are going to buy a generator, and we decided, well, the kids will have more fun if we bought a snowmaking machine. I love parents like that who are like, you know what? Let's just have fun, because they themselves are kids at heart and they love to see their kids have fun. Love it, love it, love it. So they decided to buy the snowmaking machine instead of the generator. The machine transformed their front yard into a snowy winter wonderland. And even though the snow didn't fall from the sky, the kids still had just as much fun. The neighborhood kids quickly gathered for snowball fights, sledding, and laughter. And this is the whole neighborhood. Like, they just giggled and laughed. It was the cutest story ever. So I did run this in the 9 o'clock show today. So it should be up on the website still. Those are there for at least 24 hours, so you can go back and watch that, because again, who doesn't smile when they hear kids laugh? You've got to hear the little giggles. They're so excited. And so parents say that the temperatures cooperated and the snow stayed put. So that was definitely a plus. And the kids just didn't want to leave. They were having such fun. The unexpected snow day became a reminder that sometimes joy is a choice. Oof. Now that's deep. Joy is a choice. I tell my sister this all the time, because we know people who just don't seem to like joy. Have you ever met anybody who just doesn't like joy? I have. Like, they just don't want to be happy and they don't want anybody else to be happy. And it's such a sad thing to see. But joy is a choice. Sometimes, yeah, definitely life happens and we have things that hurt, and they are unfortunate and unexpected, right? That will affect our joy. And it's hard to decide to be happy, when you lose somebody, or, when you're grieving anything, right? It could be a death, or the death of a situation, a job, anything, unfortunate circumstances. But I'm speaking in everyday life in the ways that we can make the choice, right? They chose between a generator and a snow machine, right? This is a situation where there was no grief in that moment that they were dealing with, and they chose, okay, we'll do joy. We'll just be intentional about doing something that is joyful. And I absolutely love that they did this, and that they're teaching their kids to choose joy, that it's okay to have fun, that you don't always have to do the most responsible thing just because it's the most responsible thing. Now, if they were freezing or going to freeze, maybe they should have brought the generator, but they weren't. They chose joy, and I love their intentionality behind just being happy. So you're never too old to feel like a kid again. That's something else we always talk about. It's just what it's like to just be a kid again. So we'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Good News Only. Now, this next story proves that some memories last longer than a school day. So, look at this. This is sweet. I thought this was the cutest little story. It's one of those that I would advise you to go on the website and look at so you can hear it. Cute little story about a kindergarten classroom celebration that turned into a once in a lifetime experience. So, a student surprised his classmates by bringing their 100-year-old grandfather to school for 100th day celebration. Isn't that crazy? Like and it's the great grandfather if I didn't say that before. So students dressed like 100-year-olds and asked questions about what life was like back then. And the questions were so cute, like, did you have a car back then? And were there grocery stores? The stuff kids ask is so genuine, and that's what makes it so sweet and so cute, and so funny. Their questions are so genuine and so practical. But they really enjoyed just, when you're a kid, I mean, 100 years is 100 years, but when you're a kid, it just seems so big, especially when you're 5 and 6, you're like 100 years. So they were so excited about that. It was great to see. It was very refreshing. So the visit created a powerful moment of connection between generations, and he does not look 100. That grandfather does not look 100, and that is so cool. But you could tell he loves this baby to little pieces. So the visit created a powerful moment of connection between those generations. Faith, family, and love filled the room, making it a celebration no one will ever forget. That is the cutest, cutest, cutest story. So, from honoring a lifetime of memories to creating space for healing and reflection. So, a park is now a powerful symbol of grief, love, and connection. Girl Scouts built a wind phone, which is a place where people can speak to loved ones they've lost. Brilliant. It was inspired by a concept from Japan. The phone isn't connected to wires, but it's connected to the heart. The project became deeply personal for the Scouts and their families as they worked together. The Girl Scout troop and her daughter, this is the troop leader. I'm sorry, the Girl Scout troop. The Girl Scout troop leader and her daughter, who helped build this wind phone, experienced a loss. So the troop leader lost her husband when the daughter was just 11. And so do you call them troop mates? Is that what you call them? I don't know what you call them, but her 11-year-old, all of her friends in the troop with her decided to help and do this for their friend because they had, they've grown up with her. This is their last project in their last year. I guess it's Girl Scouts. I guess they move on to something else after this in terms of if they're going to stay in Girl Scouts or out. I don't know if that is a thing. So we'll talk more about this after the break. And welcome back. Just to wrap up our last story about that sweet little wind phone and the Girl Scouts project did become deeply personal for the Scouts and their families as they worked together to create it. And now the booth stands as a peaceful space for reflection, comfort, and healing. Well, that is a wrap for me today. Now I want to hear from you. Please go to news25 at week.com and send me an email. Let me know what you thought about today's show. In the meantime, be sure to check out the Midday Newscast and meet me back here tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, today. Meet me back here today at 1 p.m. for more good news. I'm LaShawna Guy for 25 News. Have a wonderful morning.